Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is March 3rd, 2021. We got a special episode today. We want to go back to the Ronnie King beating and show some interesting stuff that we noticed with the Lakers game. The Lakers today, on the 30th anniversary, are playing the Sacramento Kings. And we're going to show you guys how everything that's happening in the NBA game today is synced up with the Ronnie King beating that happened 30 years ago. So we have a special guest. We have Dan from Numerical Lion,
Hey,
and yeah, how you doing, Dan? Long time we haven't
I'm doing
collaborated.
good. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Um,
so Dan is gonna go through some of the things he noticed, and we're gonna show you guys how the world of sports and the news is all synced up together. I mean, this stuff is really sick. The way they mock, these people of color, time and time again throughout history. It's just really sick, and they use the same numbers over and over again. So, Dan, the floor is yours. He's gonna show us all his discoveries, and then I'll point out some of the things that I noticed today. So, Dan,
okay.
the floor is yours. What's going on, Dan?
All right, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, there are so many things, but we'll just start with the coach of the Lakers, Frank Vogel. And Vogel is a name that has that 74 connection that we've seen so often. And, that's why he's the Laker coach. And his birthday, his full name, Frank Paul Vogel, his birthday is June 21st or 21/6. And he's, of course, 47 years old, the reflection of 74. And notice he was born in 73. That's a big number in this thing. Um, all year, it's been a big number. So from this game to his next birthday is 111 days. Make that a little bigger. And I don't know how big this is.
That is good. We
And
can see
Frank
it.
Vogel is 111.
Okay.
So what a coincidence there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always seems to happen this way. It's the 73rd Lakers season, and Frank Paul Vogel equals 73. This number just keeps popping up over and over and over again. So check out his coaching record. He's been in his next game, which is happening right now,
It's
Lakers, is
730.
his 703rd game or 73. Isn't that insane? He's got 322 losses, like
That
that
skull and
skull and
bone.
bones number, and currently 380 wins, right? And 107 games with the Lakers, 76 wins with the Lakers. Maybe he'll win his 77th. 77 is a good theater number.
Oh, and think
So,
about it could become 76 and 32, right? Negro.
oh, yeah, right?
Hmm.
Negro,
Oh,
also 32.
theater is also 77. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, 76 and 32 like Negro, huh? And 59 like Ronnie King. Hmm.
So it's all in the stats, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
um, what else did I notice? So his next game, so I mentioned the 703, and then Frank Paul Vogel equals 62. And this game was happening on the 62nd day of the year, 62, that Mason number.
Hmm. A sacrifice 62.
And right, and then maybe think of LeBron James because he's the GOAT right now. Well, maybe one of the GOATs. I saw this article that emphasized the 36. They're like, LeBron James, they played 36 games and LeBron James is 36. I'm like, huh, why are they talking about that? But anyway, that's something else. I didn't really look into it much further than that. But six times six is 36, and LeBron James equals 36. I mean, it equals 66.
Yeah, just
So
like
maybe there's
Lakers.
something there.
LeBron James is also
Um,
66.
so anyway, the man born with 42 numerology. We all know about that number. And from this game to his next birthday is 303 days or 33. Of course, LeBron 33, James 33. right? I don't even know. Do I even need to do this? But I guess I do.
Yeah.
Um, and then I noticed that March 3rd leaves 303 days left in the year. Just another coincidence, I
And that's
guess.
how the date is written, right? 303.
Right?
Today's
Yeah,
day is
it's
written
totally
that.
how the date is. I think that's a number of Saturn too in Jewish. Is it Jewish or some other cipher? I can't remember which one it is. But obviously there's Satan worshippers, so it doesn't matter. So it's also 63 days from his last birthday to this game, 63. And that's interesting because racism, 63, police brutality, you know,
Crazy.
couple cops, a bunch of cops beating up Rodney King. They didn't even mention that Rodney King had a couple guys in the car with him at the time. They had been partying all night, apparently, watching basketball.
Dan, refresh my memory. What was the original story with Ronnie King? What really happened to him that day?
Well, apparently he had been partying with some friends and got into his car and they started speeding around town. I mean, that's what you do when you party, right? And I mean, it's not like Rodney King is innocent in this whole thing. Um, and he was driving along, driving really fast, and the California Highway Patrol saw him, and they were the first ones to start chasing him. Like they chased him for a while. I think it was on Interstate 210, 21, a Saturn number, and then finally LAPD, which equals 33, right? Our favorite number. They took over, also 21, and the guy, what's his name? Gates, Daryl Gates. Is it Daryl Gates? I can't remember. Daryl Gates. Oh, he's 59. Interesting, that death number.
Ronnie King is also
So
59.
Oh, right. Rodney King, 59. So then the LAPD took over and they finally cornered him in some area. I forgot where they cornered him, in some suburban area, but the guy wouldn't slow down. He wouldn't pull over. And apparently, because he had some outstanding warrant or something, and he was afraid that if he pulled over, it would, something would happen. And it's like, well, doesn't it? I mean, wouldn't it be worse for you if you don't pull over? It seems like you should pull over so that it's not as bad as, leading police on like a 10-mile chase. like, so anyway, they were quite upset when they finally caught him, understandably so, probably. And they told the passengers and him to all get on the ground. And apparently, King would not go on the ground, so they hit him and he still wouldn't go on the ground. Like he kept trying to get up and they kept knocking him down. I mean, I'm not sure what. And the police actually did say that it seemed like he was on drugs or something. And he kept on getting up and they kept knocking him down and all this crazy stuff. So,
And somebody just happened to be outside with a camera
yeah,
recording the
this
whole thing.
guy named, I looked at that, this guy named George Holiday, that 74 number,
And
also
38.
38, I think his name is, George Holiday happened to be nearby and filmed it. And these were the days when, that theater number, we were talking about that number before.
Mm-hmm.
These were the days when nobody had a cell phone. This was 1991. He happened to have a video camera with him.
And
I mean, that is
and
pretty
and he
amazing.
caught perfect footage in the nighttime. I mean,
Yeah.
he just got really
And
lucky that day.
apparently, the first thing he did is he went to the police department and tried to air it, tried to get them to watch it, but nobody was interested. So after a couple of days, I guess he took it to KTLA in Los Angeles, and they did something, edited it probably. They got the kill numbers there.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. And that became, it became what was 1991 viral, right? And there was a lot of outrage in the community, and there was a riot on the 29th of April in Los Angeles. I remember this pretty clearly. And it took them a number of days. It took like Army National Guard and some real military to put down the rioting. There was talk about Bloods and Crips getting together and squashing their differences because police brutality had been a problem for years. Um, so anyway, racism, right? 63. So in the
63.
riot, there are 63 people killed in the riot. Did you know that?
Unbelievable stuff. And I read somewhere that Rodney King is 6'3", just happened to be 6'3", And then
So,
today, in leap years, March 3rd is the 63rd day of the year. Another
interesting.
coincidence. Another
Right.
coincidence.
So, so that was the 91, 92 riots. 91, 92.
Yeah,
So
it
anyway,
happened a year
let's
later.
get back to LeBron James. Supposedly he's out with a left ankle sprain. That equals 73.
Yeah, that's a big number
Not
this year.
interesting. And then they say it's also load management, which also equals 73.
This is
I tell you,
crazy.
this number keeps coming up. The All-Star game is on 3/7 or 7/3.
In the year
The
21.
the Lakers had a 73-day break from when they won the championship to when the season started.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
73's been all over this year, and kind of show you what happened here. All-Star game March 7th. And March 7th is the 66th day of the year. Perfect day for LeBron James, huh?
Mm.
And we mentioned before it's the 30th anniversary of Rodney King. Let's look at Rodney King a little bit. So he's born in Sacramento, dude. Did you?
It's just crazy how they do it. It's just like they got the Sacramento Kings today playing the Los Angeles Lakers. Right, the LA where he got beat up in LA. The guys from
Right.
Sacramento, and on the anniversary, you got the LA Lakers versus the Sacramento Kings. Just crazy.
Oh, so the riots happened like a year after this happened,
Yeah.
basically.
Yep.
He was beaten up on March 3rd, 91, and the riots happened in April of 92 after the trial, I guess.
Yeah, it was actually 57 days after the 1 year anniversary.
Okay.
That
All
Scottish
right.
Rite number 57.
So, well, Rodney Glenn King died in Rialto, born on 4/2, right? And funny thing about Rialto, I guess it didn't make it here. I had some problems posting. Rialto equals 30 and 42, just like the N word.
Wow.
That's where he
That's
died.
that's a great find. That's a great find. Just like the N word.
That's where he died. I mean, I don't know how you can script this. So he dies in 6/17 of accidental drowning.
I mean,
You know,
who? I mean,
Seven-
when is drowning not accidental? I
when
drowned on purpose.
yeah, it's so funny too. In the Wikipedia thing, they say no foul play was suspected. They always say stuff like that. But notice accidental drowning 17/6
Like the
or
day that he
six
died.
slash 17, and that's the day he died.
And you know what? 617 is the 113th prime number.
Yeah, that was my next thing. Yep.
Yep.
And then we get into all the dishonest and right, the huge list of 113, dishonest,
It connects to
not
the NBA as well.
true.
The National Basketball Association 113.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan,
Yep.
green screen, which is maybe they definitely had green screen in 1991, 92,
Yo, they definitely used it with the moon landing. I know that for a fact.
right? So let's get back to this. Also, 113 is the 30th prime number. So there's that N word again, and so he died at age 47. Isn't that funny?
And today has 47 day numerology. His 30-year anniversary.
Right?
It was crazy.
Frank Vogel is 47. The day has 47 numerology today.
Wow.
Right? Vogel is 74, the reflection of 47. Also, I found this thing about King's father. He died in 1984 at the age of 42.
Oh my God.
And then Officers Wind, Brazino, and Powell attempted numerous baton strikes on King, resulting in some misses, but with 33 blows, hitting King plus 7 kicks. LAPD 33 blows. Yeah,
33
right.
blows on 3-3. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I mean, who was counting it?
I don't know. Yeah, right.
Did the officers admit it? Like, we hit him 33 times.
27. Two more.
Crazy. How you counting somebody's
So,
blows? This stuff is just.
so anyway, I found this interesting parallel between Rodney King's full name and the Sacramento Kings. He's from Sacramento, and Sacramento Kings both equal 79. That murder number.
And the Kings are going for their 22nd loss today.
Oh, snap! Wow. Also, Sacramento equals 62. This game happening on the 62nd day. And then he had that famous phrase, "Can we all get along?" That equals 62.
Yeah. Can we all get along? That's funny. That's funny.
Right? So then Kings Lakers on 33, and the riot started on a day with 33 numerology.
Nice.
What a surprise.
Police is 33.
LA Lakers 137, the 33rd prime. And Kings, of course, 33.
Man,
So how fitting that these guys
flooded.
should be playing on this game.
This stuff is flooded with 33s, man. Wow.
And then I noticed Vogel, he was born in 73, and he's born with 47 numerology. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that number has a lot to do with the police. I think authority is 47.
Oh, right. I think policeman.
Yeah. I think policeman. And the authority is 47. 47 is the number when it
Obey.
comes to, Obey is 47. Government is 47. White
Right.
House 47.
It's policeman.
Yeah,
Policeman is 47 too, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think federal is 47 as well.
Federal.
Yeah, just check that for me.
I don't think federal is.
It might be 33 though. It's definitely it's a 33. Right? Yeah, 33. Federal is 33.
Right. So and then I don't know if I put it here, but so remember the 322 losses from LBJ's birth to this incident was 322 weeks exactly.
Wow,
that's something
that is amazing right there.
And that.
Wow.
And Vogel's stuck on 322 losses for his career.
Jesus Christ. He was beat 322 weeks after LeBron James. Oh my God. That's how old LeBron James was. 322. Oh my God. Yeah, that's great. That's great work there. That's great work.
I saw this article that said that the riot went on for 6 days and 63 people died. And then I saw that I can't even say his name. LeBron James was 6 years old and 63 days.
Yeah, and then King James, Rodney King.
Right.
Wow, crazy.
And I looked at Mr. Hubbard. I'm sorry, Mr. Hubbard. Luke Walton. I don't know what else. Luke Walton. If he loses his 211th game.
That's the 47th
career. Yeah, the 47th prime on a day with 47 numerology, with all these 47s floating around. And he's got 142 wins.
And his 63rd loss with the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah. Yeah. 63rd loss. He's on 62 right now. I thought that was really interesting.
Those of you that interested in a live bet, we are giving you a free pick. I mean, read between the lines.
Right.
I'm curious to know who's going to score 63 points at the half, If we see 63 points at the Lakers halftime, I mean, it's just, we're live right now, so this is how you can tell the sports are rigged. I mean, we're calling the halftime score right now in advance. One of the two teams is going to have 63 points. That is my prediction. Right. Let's see if it happens. But go ahead.
That would be amazing. I just had one more thing to say, and that was that in 1990-91, the Sacramento Kings, I thought I put this up there, were in their 42nd year of existence.
Is that a fact? Did you verify that?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know where it went though.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's if that's true. So 30 years on the 30th anniversary, the Sacramento Kings have been in existence for 42 years. I mean, that's just crazy. Another 30, 42.
Well, they're originally the Royals, the Kansas City Kings. Yeah, it says right here. I don't know if you can see that. The 1991 NBA season was the Kings' 42nd season in the NBA.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay, so the year that he got beat down, that was their 42nd season.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Oh my God, that's crazy right there.
That's pretty crazy, yeah.
Kings 42nd season.
Because they started off, I don't know if you look at their history, they were the Kansas City Kings before that. And then I thought maybe there's a Super Bowl riddle here because they used to be from Kansas City and they're playing the team in Florida. I'm sorry. Oops. I got, wait, I'm mixed up. LA's not Florida. Oops. Scratch that. So anyway, that's what I got. I guess I can turn it over to you.
Okay, let's go. I just gotta point out my.
Are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll stop share. Here we go.
All right, so let me just pull my camera. I don't know what happened to my camera. What happens to my camera? You're not able to see me, right?
I can see you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think the people can, though.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's something. Let's see. Well, people don't need to see me, really. Nothing to see. All right, so I was reading into Rodney King, and Dan pretty much broke down what happened that day. I don't really remember this because I was only 4 years old. So, but let's see. So the 42 and 30, that's a number that we see all the time, right? The N-word is 42 and 30. Slavery is 42 and 30. Martin is 42 and 30. Martin Luther King, right? Malcolm X is 42 and 30. He was born. Rodney King was born on 4/2, and this year today is the 30th year anniversary since his beating. And he was beat on 3-3, right? Police is 33, LAPD is 33, KKK is 33. I know I put 333 here, but that's a typo. It's actually 33. Right? K is the 11th letter, 11 plus 11 plus 11, 33. Masonry is 33, secrecy is 33, federal is 33. Authority is 137 at 33rd prime. So, and race war is also 33. And then we saw the same number with the George Floyd earlier mid last year, 2020, when it happened. Remember I think the riots or the protests happened on 33rd Street. George Floyd was killed on 38th Street, but the protest happened on 33rd Street, right? Another 33.
Yeah. Yep.
Guess how many points the Kings have right now during halftime?
Yeah, 33.
I don't know. Let's see, because people say that this stuff is a coincidence. Let's see. Let's see how many points they scored, because we said it right on this video. Right? So if sports ain't rigged, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to predict a score while the game is going on, because this video is while the game is going on. So let's see. Sacramento Kings score 63 points at the half. You can't make this stuff up, guys. You cannot make this stuff up. Racism.
Wow.
On the anniversary of the Rodney King beating, the Sacramento Kings, where he's from, the guy was born in Sacramento, they scored 63 points at the half. We called it before it happened. This game is live right now, as you guys can see. And this video has been going on. How long we been doing this video, Dan? 15 minutes? Know. So this is live. We just made a prediction.
Hey, the Lakers got 30 points in the second.
Like, you can't make this stuff up. They have 61. 61 is the 18th prime. Not sure. They have 124 combined points?
Yeah, 124.
Yeah. Yeah, so we called it right, 63 points, right, nothing new.
Yep. There you go.
So I want to. This is what I want to show people, right? So the Lakers are gonna play the Kings 3 times this season, 3 times, right? Today is the first game on the anniversary of the Rodney King beating. The second game is on April 2nd, and of course, Rodney King was born on April 2nd, right? So the second game they meet this season is on his birthday, coincidentally. The third game is on April 30th, which is a day after the LA riots, because the LA riots took place on April 29th. So, see, April 29th right here, the LA riots. They also called it the South Central riots. And these riots occurred in 1992, right after, it was 57 days after the 1-year anniversary, and supposed to be it happened because all the police officers who beat Rodney King, they got acquitted, right? Nothing, even the video footage wasn't enough to convict, these 5 police officers who clearly violated the law. I mean, it was clear. I mean, if you saw the video, even if you don't even need to see the video. I mean, why would a guy that's on the ground and it's 5 police officers, why would you use a baton and constantly beat him? I mean, supposedly they hit him 33 times according to the reports. I mean, why would you do that? Same thing with Eric Garner. Why would you use an illegal chokehold in front of a supervisor? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it makes me wonder though, because things, since we live in this staged world, that maybe that event was staged, that Mr. Holiday was directed to be there.
Oh, of course. The entire story it was staged. I mean, these are all actors, even the police officers.
Right.
Yeah, because what are the odds? I mean, think about it. Look at the time, right? 359, 36. All these numbers are racist numbers, right? 59. Rodney King was 59. Just like Negro, Rasta, Slave, Blues, right? And he died 76 days after his birthday.
Yep.
And his name is 59, right? Just like Negro, Slave, Rasta, and Blues, 59 and 76. But yeah, the guy's from Sacramento, and on his anniversary, the Sacramento King, LA King. What I'm expecting is for the Lakers to beat the Kings, right? Because think about what happened that day, right? The LA Rodney King was beat in LA, right? LA beat Kings. So that's one prediction. I mean, I don't care if it happens or not. But I mean, you guys all saw a prediction right on during this live stream. They have 63 points, and that was the number that we opened up with, right? Racism equals 63. Racism also equals 99, and that was the number that we saw with the George Floyd and the Eric Garner. Because remember the police officer that supposedly strangled Eric Garner? He had the T-shirt on with the number 99 in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me show people.
Hey, that picture you have of Rodney King kind of looks like Old Dirty Bastard or something.
And look at all the 33s, right? Race was 33, police is 33, Mason is 33, federal was 33, orders 33, secrets 33, secrecy is 33. And this is the footage of the Eric Garner murder. Supposedly the police officer strangled them to death, right? And then Eric Garner said, "I can't breathe," like 33 times. But the police officer who committed the murder, he had this T-shirt on with the number 99 in the back. And the reason he had that shirt on is because racism is 99. And, of course, the person that he was killing, the guy's name is Garner. His name sums to 99. And then we saw that number with George Floyd because it was in front of a store called Cup Foods. And, of course, Cup Foods equals 99. And supposedly the coffee there was 99 cents if you look at the footage. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And, Eric Garner was killed in Tompkinsville, Staten Island, which equals 99, just like the United States of America. And think about it. Think about what happened to the U.S. after these events. They caused riots. A lot of protests happened. A lot of stuff happened. Rodney King, George Floyd, and Eric Garner. They all led to some big riots.
Yep, it started the whole Black Lives Matter movement.
Exactly. And then just look at this picture. I mean, the one-eye symbolism, this is all masonry. You study symbolism. I mean, they do it all the time. I mean, if you look at other photographs from this story, they're doing the 666 fingers all the time. It's just the same thing.
Before, doesn't this look like that rapper from Wu-Tang, Old Dirty Bastard? That picture?
It does. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm not imagining things.
No, you're not. I mean, think about it. They name a guy Old Dirty Bastard. I mean, they love shaming rappers. They give them these think about the names that they give rappers, right? Baby, the baby, little baby. It's just derogatory terms. It's just unbelievable how nobody catches on. But yeah, the time. I mean, it's obvious that these footage is scripted because these numbers are like. It's obvious the numbers are coded at 359. Rodney King 59. It was 30. What I don't know what these. I don't know how to read this because what was it 36 hours in a day? Like these numbers are obviously put there because 36 is a reflection of 63. Racism is 63. 24 is a reflection of 42. Yeah, it's so obvious. It's just. But yeah. So just think about the odds of these two teams playing on these specific dates, right? On April 2nd, on his birthday. Let's see how old will he would have been. Cause he was born. He was born in 65. So their next game is on his 65th birthday. 65th birthday.
Oh no, you've got the wrong. It says 56. It should be 65.
Oh, he was born in 65? Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
56th birthday. Perfect. Like how LeBron James could become 5 and 6 this year. Yeah, this has a lot to do with LeBron. Because like you pointed out, LeBron was 322 weeks old, the Skull and Bones number. If he wins the NBA Finals this year, he'll be 5 and 6. And think about who played in the 56 NBA season. It was the Brooklyn Nets versus the Lakers. And Barclays Center equals 56, like Society of Jesus. Yeah, so the next Kings and Lakers game is on his 56th birthday. Wow, amazing stuff.
Wow. You know, it's funny too because I saw somewhere in that reporting about how Daryl Gates said that King was hit 56 times or 53 to 56 times.
Crazy.
If you go to the Wikipedia page about Rodney King, they'll tell you
He was beat how many times?
50, somewhere between 53 and 56 times.
Yeah, they I don't know those numbers. It's clearly who's behind all it. Those are the Jesuit numbers.
Well, it's certainly a Los Angeles number, that 53 number.
Yeah, 53 Los Angeles, 53. 53 is also the. I think isn't Sacramento some to 53? Sacramento has either a 53 or a 37 connection. But yeah, well, yeah, look at that. Sacramento is 37 and 109. Wow.
Right.
So I mean, like, how I don't get how we keep pulling all this stuff out. We can make predictions in advance. We can show how. I mean, this stuff cannot be a coincidence that the Sacramento Kings are playing the Lakers on his anniversary of the beating. I mean, how can people see that and still debate this stuff? Because you gotta. I don't know if Dan, if you read the comments that I get every single day, but it's a bunch of people that come on these videos and say that you guys are dumb, you guys are schizophrenic. I mean, I've been called all kind of stuff. Like this stuff is crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I tend to ignore people like that after a while because it's just like if you can't see it, it's like it's really hard to talk to people like that. I just noticed here that Luke Walton, this is his 353rd game that he's coached. 353 is a 71st prime, and police brutality is 71.
Yeah, let's take a look at
So that's interesting.
Let's see him take a look at the score. What's going on? Oh yeah, so they still in halftime, but I mean, look at the mockery. 63 points at the half. The racism number on the anniversary of the Rodney King beating. It's just crazy, crazy stuff. 63 days after LeBron James' birthday. I mean, if that's not convincing enough, then I don't know what is, really.
Yeah, just another day in America, right?
Yep. And something that I also noticed. I don't know if you remember the footage, the George Floyd footage. They had it was like a trash can that had the number 6 on it. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember that. No.
Yeah, because the George Floyd killing happened 6 years after the Eric Garner killing, and they had the number 6 right on the trash can. Let's see if I can pull it up. Oh, you guys can't see my screen, right? So I'm showing. Yeah, yes,
Yeah, no.
Well, the people on YouTube can, because I don't think you can, Dan. But
Oh, okay.
so let's see, George Floyd. Um, I don't know how to look it up, but let's see, scene. It's gonna be difficult to see it, to find it now, but yeah. Oh, here it is. I found it. Yeah, you see this trash can here? It's that says Black Lives Matter and has all these flowers around it. There's a number 6 right here, right? And the George Floyd killing happened exactly not exactly, but it happened 6 years after the killing of Eric Garner, and both men said "I can't breathe" right before they died, and so on and so forth. And both events triggered the Black Lives Matter movement, and both events are hoaxes, clearly a hoax. And just like the Rodney King beating, I'm pretty confident that Rodney King, he's probably not even dead, to be honest. And of course, the police officers, they were all involved. I mean, it's beyond. How can you? What are the odds that somebody has a camera? And in 1991, I mean, who's just walking around with a camera in 1991 in the nighttime and just happens to see this take place live, and it's, just happens to say, you know what? Let me record this, and recorded it from the beginning, like he knew it was gonna happen. I mean, it's just unrealistic. Anybody that believes that, you guys have to really wake up.
Right. Wake up.
Really,
Well,
just
it's
like
like the Oswald getting killed. I remember when I first heard about how Oswald got killed by Jack Ruby. I was like, how could they let that happen? Here's the guy who supposedly shot the president, and suddenly, Jack Ruby steps out of the crowd and shoots him. Like, how convenient, and how could you let this happen? It's just so crazy. And then I found out later that that was another staged incident. They had all the markings on the floor about where people were supposed to be, and everything was orchestrated. It's just
and then they do the same thing. And then what makes me upset is how they use the sports to mock the fans. Right, the fans are so into these games, and they're using these real life. Well, I'm not gonna say real life situations, but these situations that did cause a lot of harm to real people. Because think about the riots. I know for a fact that a lot of people got hurt at these riots. A lot of people really got beat by the police during the George Floyd riots. I've seen a lot of footages where the cops are running people over. See, those are real incidents, not the George Floyd, not the Eric Garners, and not the Rodney Kings. Those are all hoaxes. But they were still at these riots. There were still real people who got really hurt by real police officers.
Well, I think that's what's going on, is that there is police brutality. There is violence. And so when you come on and you say that that's a hoax and that never happened, people are like, oh, come on. I mean, police are known to be brutal. And so it's just, it kind of feeds the system. It was like that. What was that? What's his name? Castile, what's his name? Up in Minnesota, who got arrested, and supposedly that his girlfriend is recording, and her hands are handcuffed, and somehow she's recording the whole thing with her cell phone afterwards, and her boyfriend is shot and bleeding, and she's totally calm and not really freaking out. Like, this doesn't seem believable.
And then think about the Eric Garner, right? There was a young guy. Supposedly he's a criminal. The guy that recorded the whole incident. He was holding his cell phone footage, and look how close he got to Eric Garner with his camera. You trying to tell me that all those police officers who were around the incident, and keep in mind there was a supervisor at the scene, looking at the detective conduct an illegal chokehold. You're trying to tell me that all these police officers are gonna see a person has nothing to do with law enforcement, just a regular person, come that close to that incident holding his phone up, knowing that they're doing something illegal, they're hurting a person that, and think about it. The police officers are smart enough to know, like, okay, this person is recording. Let's get them as far as possible so that video footage doesn't hurt us, or let me get in front of the person, because that's what I've seen when I see real stuff happen in the street. Because I've seen real police brutality in the street that doesn't go viral. The first thing that the police do is that they make sure whoever's recording is far away from the incident. Get back, everybody back. That's the first thing that the police do. Police do. Why would they let this young guy get so close to the Eric Garner and capture everything on his camera phone? It's just hard to believe.
And you don't. If they're closer.
Yeah, and then you don't really need the numbers. I guess you do need the numbers because some people they can't see the obvious, but it's just like even without the numbers. I mean, just think about it. There's something. What the guy's saying, I can't breathe. The same. We heard this story already. Why are these two stories going viral? Ask yourself these questions. Think about Michael Brown. And when the Michael Brown killing happened, that's when I really woke up. Because I said, why are they putting this person in a police cruiser? They put the dead body in a police cruiser. When have you ever seen them do that? Just like how they did with George Floyd. The ambulance, the EMT came, they rolled him over, they didn't give him no CPR. Like they already knew that he was dead. Is that protocol? I don't know. Maybe that is protocol down there in Minnesota. Home of the 218. And I Can't Breathe is 218. Like Steven Jesse Jackson. And Death is 218. And it happened 218 before LeBron James' birthday. He became 4 and 6 right after the beating, right after the killing. And George Floyd was 46 years old. Come on. And then this year, Rodney King is turning 56. So, yeah, you don't really need the numbers, but this stuff it continues to happen over and over again. But it's true what you said. That there is real police brutality. But what I'm trying to point out is how, the real stuff it doesn't go viral. It doesn't cause protests.
Right. And there's also police drug dealing that's going on that doesn't get any attention. And there's also good policemen too out there and police women who are doing their jobs. And I think most people in government are good people. It's just that the administrators and the top people are the people that are dragging everything down. I think most people are good. And I'd like to err on that side and believe that because otherwise, I'd be in a state that I wouldn't want to be in as far as, oh my God, everybody's out to get me and all this kind of stuff. I think there's definitely people who believe that they're doing a good job. If you see a police officer after an accident help you out, or if you see a police officer help you out, like most of them do help you out, and they're like, oh, they really want to, deal with the situation. I think a lot of times is they're ill-equipped to deal with the situation. I'm going to shoot somebody to deal with the situation. We had a situation in our town when some guy was supposedly threatening a congregation of people with a knife, and the officer fatally shot him. It's like, wait, why not warn him? Why not, isn't there some other way to deal with the problem? No, he just shot him. And I think part of it too is police also feel that they can get away with a lot more. If a police person, man or woman, kills somebody or injures someone, it's not the same as a regular citizen. They can get away with it in a sense. And so they have that, and they also have their buddies, watching their back. Get that thin blue line that what they call it.
I think you're right. I think the police they have built this bad reputations in some cases because they have this thing called the blue, I think, police code or the blue something.
Yeah, the blue thin line or the something like that, where they watch each other's back.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, if you don't watch my back, I'm not going to watch your back. So like, if you're in a firefight, I'm not going to look out for you, and you might just die, and nobody cares. It's like the military, basically.
So what do you think the government is doing with all these hoaxes? Because, just because the Eric Garner and the George Floyds and all these other cases, just because those are hoaxes, that doesn't take away from the fact that there is police brutality. You think they're trying to move into maybe get rid of the police? Because I heard that theory out there before that, the government, they're trying to get rid of the police so they can enforce more cameras and they, in reality, they'll save a whole bunch of money if they get rid of the police. Because basically now what they'll do is just have all these robots be policed, like the movie RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So you think that's why the government is doing all these hoaxes?
I think it's also to sow dissent and to race war and
Create division. It's
dissension,
definitely race war. Absolutely.
divide and conquer, and you know, I think it's also the eroding of institutions. You know, that's the job of this new world order gang, is to make all these institutions that people once looked up to and admire and want to be and emulate them, that confidence is being eroded. You know, the office of the president, whatever it is, all on down to police and you know, your congressman, or I don't know if they ever had any reputation at all, but it just like erode the family, erode the institutions, erode everything, destroy everything. And I think that's the aim of this new world order gang. And so if you can erode confidence and everything, then people don't know what to believe in. It's like this coronavirus thing, and you could tell them, you know, don't be afraid, but they don't believe you. You could give them a doctor who tells them to not be afraid and take off your mask and whatever, they still won't believe you. They don't know what to believe. They've been so confused
And the
and
reason
fed
is because they don't do any research. I mean,
that too, and they've been fed a lot of information that is, they've had to second guess all this information. People want to believe something, you know, and that's a very strong word, you know, which equals 33. So
and it has the word lie.
right,
I think it's
exactly.
better. I mean, if people do more research, you don't have to believe, then you'll know. That's the problem. People want to believe, and that's why you end up not knowing.
Yeah,
Because if
it's
you
true.
just all you have to do is sit back and just notice how many times the same thing happens again and again and again, and notice the patterns, right? Why is it that they always code in the number 42 in all these racial divisive stories? What's up with the number 42? I mean, that's how I came across this information. I was doing research. I wasn't born knowing gematria or knowing anything. You know, I learned everything on my own. I went searching for truth, and that's how I was
Yeah,
able to find it. People don't want to. People just want to be fed everything. You have to go out and look for it.
I think people are afraid of searching. They want to be comfortable. I had a friend who told me he just wants to be comfortable. He doesn't want, you know, don't rock the boat. You know,
That
just
too. Yeah, you're right. A lot of people
want to
are too
watch my
comfortable.
rigged sports and drink my beer and eat my fast food, and I just want to be comfortable. And I, I see it. they don't want to experience any discomfort in their life, and thinking differently is experiencing something different. And, you know, they don't want to do that. It rocks their world. You know, to believe that everything is orchestrated or everything is set up. It's like, no, that's crazy. How could that be? And wouldn't people know, and wouldn't they say something? And you know, and I always say, well, who owns the media? You know,
You know that's every time I get into an argument with somebody, that's the first thing they say. Oh, it's impossible for every player to be in on the rigging because somebody would have said something. That's not true. If your life is being threatened and your family's life is being threatened, you're gonna not say anything. If you're being fed millions of dollars to live this lifestyle where you can
yeah,
fly everywhere, you live in mansions, you get any girl that you want, you get all the designer clothes that you want,
mm-hmm.
all the fast cars that you want, you wouldn't want to ruin that.
Of course,
So, and especially if you decided to go on that path, a lot of people, and think about it. If you do say something, who's gonna believe you? Because the majority rules, right? If let's say if one player says that the games are rigged, or if one police officer says that admits that there's corruption within the department, the majority rules. All they have to do is just the sergeant and the person who the people who are corrupt. All they have to do is say, you know, this person is crazy. He has mental issues, and you know, blah blah
mm-hmm.
blah. And that's all it takes, and that's what people are gonna believe. People are gonna
they
believe
don't
the
even
higher ups.
they don't even have to say anything. They can just let confusion reign, and they love for people to be confused. So then, if you're confused, you don't know what to believe anymore, right? You're like, oh my God, these people are saying it's rigged. I've been watching sports all my life. It's real, isn't it?
Yeah,
But I think this guy, he's amazing. I trust him, but I don't know what to do now. You
yeah.
know, it's a quandary.
And
It's a quandary for
the reason we have to expose all this stuff is not. I mean, it's beyond the sports. Just think about what happened back in 1992 at the L.A. riots. I guarantee you, I don't know this for a fact, but I guarantee you, real people died at those riots. And the
Yeah.
reason those people died is because they were asleep. They was fighting a war that they had no knowledge of. They didn't know what they was doing. Because if they knew
I
what was
remember,
really behind all that stuff, they would have never got involved.
right? I remember thinking at the time, why aren't they going to Beverly Hills? Why are they in Compton? Why
Yeah,
are they?
because a
Why
lot
are
of
they
a
going
lot of
to
those
poor
people,
neighborhoods?
a lot of the people who provoked the riots are also agents, and a lot of times they are destroying their own neighborhoods, just like when Michael Brown
Yeah,
got killed. It was Ferguson that
yeah,
was getting burned down. It wasn't the White House.
yeah. It makes no sense.
Yeah, you
It
burning
makes no
down. You're
sense.
destroying your own neighborhood. I remember when the George Floyd happened, the situation with George Floyd happened. People were stealing from mom and pop stores. Those
Mm,
people, those owners of those stores, had nothing to do with George Floyd's
yeah,
supposed killing. I mean, it had nothing to do with it. So why are you destroying their business? Now those people can't go to work. For what
yeah.
reason? And what
It's
is
an
stealing
excuse
gonna
for
do?
Yeah, it's an excuse for people to run wild. And I live in a little town here in Vermont, and I go and hike at this area, and it's a ski jump, and this old ski jump, and some vandals came and put the hammer and sickle. They stamped it on the fence all over the place. The Soviet Union hammer and sickle. I'm like, who would do this? And then there's some more, like somebody wrote an Antifa thing and then kill the rich. And it's like, these people, like, they hate rich people. It's
Hmm.
like, what, just because you're rich, you're bad? It's this idea that, oh, and it's all about hate too. It's hatred for people who have more money than I do. I know people who hate out of staters. It's like, they're
Yeah,
from out of
it
state.
just hate. Period. It just
Whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just hate. I hate this and I hate that and I hate this team. Like, that's what sports does, really. It's hate. It's like, I hate the Yankees. Why do you hate the Yankees? Because I'm a Red Sox fan.
I hate
You
Tom
know,
Brady. I hate Tom Brady. Yep.
yeah, exactly. It's all about hate, and that's all it does. And I was like, and I realized that, back when I was like, oh gosh, this is all rigged. This is before I knew gematria. I was like, why do you hate this player? Because he's good? Because he beats your
Well, I'll
team?
tell you why I hate them. I hate them because they frauds.
Well, yeah, okay.
I mean, I guess sometimes you gotta hate because I hate this whole system. I hate it. I mean, it's really enslaving us. It's really killing us at the same time, and it's just sad that not enough people are willing to do anything about it.
Yeah. Well, getting together is really now a revolutionary act, right? To gather, you know, to not wear a mask, that's a revolutionary act. And to go out of your state into another state, that's an act that a lot of people are afraid to do now, even more so afraid. I mean, I think people were really afraid before this thing started, and now they are even more afraid with the
Yeah, and
mask,
now it's almost impossible to
coronavirus.
communicate to people. Think about it.
Yeah,
Before it was hard to communicate to people. Now they don't even want
it's
you
really,
6 feet close to them.
yeah. Now when I see people that don't have masks on, I smile.
It's
Like,
hard. It's
yeah,
hard. I can't even hug some people that are just my friends anymore. I can't hug them because they don't want me hugging them because I don't
oh
wear a
my
mask.
god.
So, well, this was great, Dan. I wanted to wait until the game was over, but it's only the third quarter. I wanted to see what was the
What's the
finals.
score?
72-73. Lakers down by one. Because
Ooh, 73.
yeah, that's 73 again. They have yeah. I was thinking like maybe a final score of 122. Because I think that's what Ronnie
But
King's name sounds to.
or 99 maybe.
No, because
Could be.
it's in the third quarter. They'll definitely score more than 99 points. But Ronnie King,
Uh,
it sums to 122. So whoever wins or whoever loses, they could lose with 122 points or win the game with 122 points and pay tribute to Mr. Ronnie King. So let's see if that happens. I mean, we already got one prediction right, and hopefully we get the next one. You want to tell people
right.
you don't make any more videos, right, Dan? You stop decoding.
I've sort of been making some videos. I just uploaded a video yesterday about the Celtics game against the Clippers.
Okay.
So I'm slowly doing some more.
You want to
Um,
let the people know where to
but
find you?
yeah, sure. Numerical Lion is my YouTube channel, and yeah, I took a little bit of a break because I was a little, I don't know, what's the
Disappointed.
word? Yeah, disappointed with the gematria community, and that's another story. And
I don't blame you.
just wondering what good it did to do this kind of work anyway, just in general.
Got a
Trying
point.
to wake up people who don't want to be woken up, who will never see this work. Um, Kind of feels like we're preaching to the choir, but I enjoy the work. I've always loved numbers and had an affinity for numbers, so the sports thing is interesting in that this is the this is what's holding people captive from doing things. Like I remember spending hours watching sports just constantly, and then one season would roll into the next, and you're just watching sports constantly. And what kind of person does that make you? Like just this armchair type watcher who idolizes people who don't care about you at all,
And people who really don't have that much talent. It's all being manipulated by technology at the end of the day.
right?
A lot of these Steph Curry fans think that he's an amazing shooter, when in reality, the reason that ball goes in all the time is because they're using technology. So you're idolizing a fraud at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's this guy on YouTube. I think his name is, I might have got this wrong. 8 Wind Eagle, and he shows videos of balls being altered
Yeah, it's
mid-flight, or it's staying on the rim forever, or coming off the rim and then going in. And it's awesome because it just breaks it down, and I'm like, wow.
it's crazy.
Anyway, you should check it out if you get a chance.
Says, well, what's the YouTube name?
I think his name is the number 8 Wind Eagle.
Yeah, I think I've seen one of his videos. Yeah, he does great work. I remember he put out a video on the Damian Lillard shot against Oklahoma City. Yeah,
Yes.
that was great. Yeah, I did see that. Well, I appreciate you, Dan. Hopefully we can do this again. And the Lakers are now up by 5. So, Dan, LA beats the Kings on the anniversary of Ronnie King beating, huh?
Right. Well, thank you so much, Arthur. It's a pleasure, and it's good. It's always a good time with you, and great working with you.
Thanks a lot, Dan. Likewise. Hopefully we can do this soon. And yep. So subscribe to Dan's channel. He's gonna probably make videos in the future. Hopefully he does. His channel is Numerical Lion. And yeah. So thanks, Dan. This was great. And
Thank
thanks
you.
everybody who joined us today. And yeah. So you guys take care, and I'll see you guys soon.